Look at them clouds.
So yeah, I'm telling you.
Man, that's nice. All right, shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
We're going to get ready to delve into it on another beautiful day. And that's one of the sayings that I like to use, another day above ground. So we're going to go back to the basics, keeping it simple, or keeping it short and simple. And we're going to delve into salvation and who is salvation for. So we're going to talk a little bit about the diaspora, the dispersed. That's who the Bible is talking about. It's not talking about every Tom, Dick, and Harry from all the United Nations of the world. That's a false doctrine under the Catholic Church. Before we get started, we're going to face the east. I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kadash. Double honor and respect to the elders and the apostles, Great Millstone. Much respect and honor to the brothers that are doing the work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and freedom to do so, pushing this gospel throughout the four corners of the earth. Salutations to the hopeful elect that are scattered abroad. Much love and honor to the beloved brothers that are helping to edify the body and feed the lambs of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai daily. We're going to bring it out, and we're going to talk about salvation because we're getting close. We're almost out of here. We're going to start off in the book of Deuteronomy 28, and we're going to start reading around 64. And we're going to delve into the diaspora, the dispersed.
Can I bring up the precept?
All right.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 61, verse 1, what we're doing right now. The spirit of Yahweh power is upon me, because Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, have anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. He hath sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prison to them that are bound.
Now, see, when we read these scriptures, they ought to resonate with your spirit, to proclaim liberty to the captives. So we were sold to the nations for the sins of our fathers. So the word frees us mentally first. So we're being mentally released from the spiritual chains of slavery and bondage, which dwell in our bodies. So we became subject to that man of sin for going off. Beautiful. Go ahead, King.
Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 64. And it reads, and the Lord Yahweh shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone.
See, so we became like the heathen. We started to bow down to Christianity, the wooden cross, which started in our captivity. We started to bow down to stones like Buddha or the Kaaba stone in Islam. So we took on the characteristics of our oppressors and the other nations. So we became not a people cut off from the heritage, which is this book. Go ahead, King.
Verse 65. And it reads, and among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest. But the Lord Yahweh shall give thee their trembling heart, and failing of eyes, and sorrow of mind.
So this is a strong, overwhelming feeling of distress. We're depressed underneath those that hate us. The worst punishment is to serve a people that hate you, because they're going to do all types of abominations. You can read these stories. Matter of fact, in the book of No Sanctuary, help me out. What is that? Without Sanctuary. They were feeding Jake poop if you got caught eating the prophets like corn on the plantation. And they did this in the Caribbean. And they would sew your mouth shut with poop in it. So the people we're serving are straight savage. They don't follow the laws of this book. So their abominations is a floodgate of different types of oppression and punishment and terror that they brought upon us. So that's the worst captivity, is to serve those that hate you. Let's read that again, Baba Kasha.
Real quick, just like you said, they were doing abominations. They would also, like in movies, you know, certain movies, they would show them busting Jake's mouth up with his teeth dropping out, just to put that thing in his mouth and then stuff that food in there.
Yeah, matter of fact, I think they did that as well on the movie Amistad. They show that where they were knocking out Jake's teeth with a damn steak and forcing pork and all types of mess down his throat. Because our ancestors knew that we could not defile our holy temple, our bodies.
Matter of fact, they showed it on Birth of a Nation.
Birth of a Nation.
They showed it on that tournament, yep.
Thank you.
Deuteronomy 28, once more, verse 65, and it reads, and among these nations shall thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest. But the Lord Yahweh shall give thee there a trembling heart, and failing of eyes, and sorrow of mind.
So why does Jake keep thinking that he's going to achieve the American dream here? We just read, thou shalt find no rest. So no matter how much money you make here, it belongs to the devil. All right, stop paying taxes on your car, your house, and let's see how much you own. Stop paying taxes on your business or your land. So we have no rest here. No continuing city. Come on.
Verse 66, and it reads, and thy life shall hang in doubt before thee.
Wait a minute, who's getting shot dead out here in the streets? Say it again.
And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee.
Yep.
And thou shalt fear day and night, and shall have none assurance of thy life.
No assurance of thy life. Come on.
Verse 67, and it reads, in the morning thou shalt say, would God it were even, and at even thou shalt say, would God it were morning.
If I can just make it through the day, or if I can just survive the night, just to see another day. So this place is hell. And if you don't feel that way, you are part of the problem.
That's right.
A good old step and fetch it. The Lord is going to kill you, you weak men out there.
So like a precept real quick to back up what you just said. Lamentation 4, verse 17, to back up what the brother just said. As for us, our eyes are yet failed for our vain help, because our people go to Esau and these other heathens for comfort, for help, you know, for resources. Okay, they don't want to seek Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, but Salakia. Well, reading on. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us, man. And it's not upon Esau's agenda to save us, man. It's his agenda to destroy us, man. Okay, you got it, Rosh?
Let's read verse 13, 14, Hebrews 13, 14.
Hebrew.
Thank you.
Chapter 13, verse 13. And it reads, let us go forth therefore unto him without the camp, bearing his reproach. Verse 14, and it reads, for here have we no continuing city.
No what?
No continuing city. But we seek one to come.
So we're seeking the kingdom. That's our city, the city of David. The tabernacle of David is being raised up. So the faithful city is being restored, rebuilt. So kings are looking at the big picture. A simp is just looking at opening up a local candy store, and he thinks he's going to be successful. Simple as hell. But you got to pay rent or lease that building you're in, bug out, and you got to pay taxes per month and every year. And you got to pay to get your supplies. You don't own no manufacturing facilities, no candy production facilities. So we're under bondage. We're not free. Then you got to get a loan to open up that shop. So we are the borrowers, not the lenders. That's the curses. Come on, bro.
Deuteronomy 28, once more, verse 67. And it reads, in the morning thou shalt say, would God it were even. And at even thou shalt say, would God it were morning. For the fear of thy heart wherewith thou shalt fear.
Go ahead. Read that again.
For the Salaki. Would God it were morning. For the fear of thy heart wherewith thou shalt fear. And for the sight of thy eyes which thou shalt see.
So if you've ever had sirens behind your vehicle, you're filled with terror, fear. And if you're not getting that, then you're probably not Jake. Esau can drive around and not even worry about it, have them rifles sticking outside the window or hung up in the back of the glass. He ain't worried about nothing. This is his kingdom. So we're trembling in the land that's not ours, in the land of our oppressors. I want to visit the comment board.
And that's true facts. I got pulled over a few months back, Salakia, Raj. I got pulled over a few months back. And everything is straight. I ain't got no record, no warrants, none of that stuff. But as soon as I got pulled over, my heart just dropped down to my feet, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But, you know, I used the wisdom that Yahweh Hashem Yahshua gave us, man. And guess what? He let me go. No ticket, no nothing, man. Because I was praying to the Lord the whole time to have mercy upon me, man.
Con. So every day here, we're praying if we can just make it through the day.
That's right.
So we know in our spirit that we're not in our rightful order right now at the bottom. A king's mind is focused on better promises, better hopes, dominion, rulership, to have subjects, servants, maids, handmaidens, butlers. So we feel that discomfort in our spirit. We know something is off. But a lot of Jakes are good old stepping fetches. They love being at the bottom and serving. And many of them are tares, chocolate-covered Edomites. So they're content in this condition. And they hate the word. They get offended when we come out here and tell us to just be quiet and be a good old happy slave. Let's go here. Brother Ariyah Cha'ayah, Shalom King, Barakatah, Deuteronomy 28, verse 18. Go to 17. Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store. Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body and the fruit of thy land, the increase of the kind and the flocks of thy sheep. So we don't own any industry or manufacturing facilities. We don't own any agricultural land. Our land has been stolen. The cattle that our forefathers owned, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, has been given to another people. So everything we need, food, water, wheat, clothing, we have to go to our enemies. So cursed shall be thy basket and thy store. How many have 6-digit figures in your savings account? I don't. I don't know if any of you do, but our substance is decreased. Cursed shall thou be in thy basket and thy store. How many got $1 million of investments? I don't. Let's keep going. Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body and the fruit of thy land, the increase of thy kind and the flocks of thy sheep, the fruit of thy body, arthritis, gout. 470 so-called Negro babies are murdered every day here in America by Eve that don't know how to keep her legs closed and cock hopping, but she'll still blame the man. Niggas ain't shit. What about you?
That's right.
What about you? 470 Jakes, Israelites, murdered daily. So we are cursed, and our women don't have an eye of sympathy towards us, but an evil eye. Same brother Ariyah Cha'ayah, Deuteronomy 28, verse 19. Cursed shall thou be when thou comest in, and cursed shall thou be when thou goest out. See? We even got to pay to be buried. What the hell is this? A funeral average cost today, $6,000. We done dropped dead and our family is in debt. This is some straight bullshit. Come on, King.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 68. And it reads, And the Lord Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
So the Israelites, the 12 tribes, were scattered with ships and became dispersed and became servants that looked like Ham that just drove by.
They do. No,
It gave us a look of hell.
Yeah, you can see
Get
that.
ready
That
for
was obvious.
captivity, Ham. See, we don't come up here to play games. We don't give a damn how dark-skinned you are.
That's right.
The Hamites are of the devil.
That's right.
So they got to pay too. They sold us to the Edomites. So I know you're listening, Ham, but get ready for captivity. He just drove by looking like real with hatred. So we know our people when we see them. So we're going to go back to who was scattered in ships. The so-called Native Americans, so-called Latinos, the so-called Negroes, West Indians, Jamaicans, Haitians. See? So the prophecies fit the people of the book. If it don't fit, you must acquit. Like those imposters wearing those little baby hats. Overgrown damn men wearing those baby hats. They're imposters. Go back to 64, please. Because my brain just hit a dark spot.
64.
Yeah.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 64. And it reads, and the Lord Yahweh shall scatter thee among all people.
There it is.
From the one end of the earth even until the other.
Yep.
And there thou shalt serve other gods.
So go ahead.
Shalaki. Which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone.
So the key point was scattered into all nations. So this is why we look like the other nations. We look like Chinese, Japanese. We look like the so-called white man. You will know a Jake if he lacks melanin, but his spirit, he's got flavor. The way he talk, move, and walk. We know our people. There's a spiritual connection. I mean, have you ever heard the term, he got bad vibes? Or I'm not jiving with his vibes. So we all give off a spiritual vibration. We know, Jake knows Jake. I've met a couple of guys like that. I'll start asking them, who's your father? And a lot of times they don't know, all right? So we can't go off skin color. Jake has a certain flavor, a spirit to him.
Salt of the earth.
The salt of the earth, thank you. Come on, King.
This is the book of Baruch chapter 1, starting off in verse 17. For we have sinned before our Lord and disobeyed him, and have not hearkened unto the voice of Yahweh our power, to walk in the commandments that he gave us openly, since the day that Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai brought our forefathers out of the land of Egypt, unto this present day, we have been disobedient unto Yahweh our power, and we have been negligent in not hearing his voice. Here's the point, verse 20. Wherefore the evils, the curses that the brothers are speaking on, wherefore the evils cleaved unto us, and the curse which Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai appointed by Moses his servant at the time that he brought our fathers out of the land of Egypt, to give us a land that floweth with milk and honey, like as it is to see this day.
This day. So we can see how this Bible has a spirit of life. All right? It's a living, breathing word. It applies at this moment in time. And it's connected to our past. So things are being called back into remembrance. You shall remember yourselves. They mock us in that movie Lion King when he saw the apparition of his father in the sky. He said, Simba, you have forgotten me, therefore you have forgotten who you are. Remember. Then he fades out. These devils know the truth.
That's right.
They play with us in these movies. But a simp will watch that chewing on a Twizzler and drinking the Mellow Yellow and eating their popcorn like a monkey. And it'll go right over his head. But the elect men's like, look, that's us. They're talking about us. Remember yourselves. Go to Baruch 4. Y'all gonna make me, come on, man. Y'all make me break down.
Chico stick with rock hands.
Exactly, damn Chico stick.
That's like your precept to back what the brother just said about the words of the Lord, man. You know, we're gonna let the Bible speak. Psalms 12, verse 6.
Yep.
The words of the Lord, Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, are pure words, as silver tried in a furnace of earth, purified 7 times.
That's beautiful. You know, we can't just read that and skip over it. Purified 7 times. So we are being sanctified by it.
That's right.
Cleanses our thought processes. All of us brothers can get along because we're renewed in the spirit. So that joins us together. This is deeper than blood brothers. I don't get along with my blood brothers. They're bugged out of their damn mind. But when I come together with these brothers, there is like a strong kindred spirit that joins us together.
That's right.
And it feels like we've been knowing each other for 50 years. But that's the spirit, which is an ancient spirit that transgresses time. Man, that was heavy what you just read. One of my favorites is Psalms chapter 12. Where you at, bro? Yes, Baruch 4 and 6. Yup.
Baruch chapter 4, verse 6. And it reads, ye were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because ye moved God to wrath. Ye were delivered unto the enemies. Verse 7. And it reads, for you provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils, and not to God our power. Verse 8. And it reads, ye have forgotten the everlasting God that brought you up, and ye have grieved Jerusalem that nursed you. Verse 9. And it reads, for when she saw the wrath of God coming upon you, she said, hearken, O ye that dwell about Zion, God hath brought upon me great mourning.
Beautiful. Family members, wait till I go live. They're of the devil. All right? So we love the truth more than family members. If they outside of this doctrine, to hell with them. All right? That's the right spirit. How do you wait till we go live and then call? So read that again. I got thrown off. See, that's the devil.
Start at verse 7.
6.
Baruch chapter 4, verse 6. And it reads, ye were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because ye moved God to wrath, ye were delivered unto the enemies. Verse 7. For ye provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils, and not to God our power.
So what they did was, Esau has our records. They created an entire system, pig picking. You see, the church with a big cross or Mother Mary in the middle of the damn church, where we're bowing down, she's right behind the pulpit. So they created an entire construct that goes back to why we fell in the first place. White man Jesus. We got women crying on the damn floor, passed out to this devil. How many of y'all remember? I do. When I was a little boy, the black women would be passed out in the church, worshiping the devil. A white man Jesus, right behind the pulpit. And I thought that was normal as a little boy. Shaking with her wig falling off.
Running down the aisle like it's the Price.
And what they do, once she stretch out, somebody come with their coat, and put over their skirt.
Oh, them simps. Yeah, I forgot about the simps.
Running down the aisle like it's the Price is Right.
Yeah, and the simp put the damn...
that bugged out shit, man. I know I'm saved. What you saved from? We ain't went through Jacob's trouble. What you saved from? Can't make it up, man. Our people, man.
Lord have mercy, man.
Utter madness.
Total madness. So this man knows what he's doing. Evil E. Now, I'm not talking about the average six-pack beer drinking Edomite man wearing a damn Confederate flag around his head. Those niggas don't know what's going on. But the international bankers that set this up, they know. They're scared when they see us.
That's right.
Let's go to this one here.
This word has reached the nobles, man. As the scriptures say, this word has reached the nobles.
Yeah. Let's go to No, this king here. I'm sorry.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 9, starting off at verse 15 and 16. Therefore thus saith the Lord of hosts, the power of Israel, behold, I will feed them, even this people with wormwood, and give them water to gall to drink. I will scatter them also among the heathen, whom neither they nor their fathers have known, and I will send a sword after them till I have consumed them.
See? So we were scattered among the heathen, and a sword pursued us. The other nations' military, and now great iron teeth, Rome, Edom. So this man has a military on steroids. through his technology, his unmanned aerial drones, his precision-guided laser munitions. Brother Gabar Dama's wife had a vision of a Tectosaurus, a flying dinosaur bird, threatening large groups of Israelites fleeing the pursuit of the enemy. And they came upon a large farm field with a barn in the middle of the field. And Elder Apostle Tahar saw this aerial threat and said, this cannot be good. So this man is going to use technology, robots, unmanned aerial drones to slaughter Jake. But the Lord has this thing set up already. The 2/3 are going to be trimmed away, cut off the fat, and leave the lean, tender sirloin. All right, the elect that's been sanctified or made pure.
This is John 11.
That's it, 11, 49.
49.
Yes.
John, chapter 11,
Yep.
verse 49. And it reads, and one of them named, this is
Caiaphas.
Caiaphas,
Uh-huh.
Salaki.
All
And one
good.
of them named Caiaphas, being the high priest that same year, said unto them, ye know nothing at all. Verse 50, and it reads, nor consider that it is expedient for us that one man should die for the people, and that the whole nation should perish not. Verse 51, and it reads, and this spake he not of himself, but being high priest that year, he prophesied that Yahweh should die for the nation.
For the who?
For the nation.
Come on.
Verse 52, and it reads, and not for that nation only, but that also he should gather together in one the children of God that were scattered abroad.
Woo! So that tells you right there, what are they teaching in these churches? A shaved head, shaved face pastor. We just read it. It's only for the Israelites that were scattered
That's right.
and went into captivity. But they're teaching a one-size-fits-all, a cookie-cutter approach. God loves everyone. My wife is on that God loves everybody trip. And why can't we all just get along?
Reverend Pig knows.
Exactly. But one thing I give my wife credit for, she will not argue with me. She know how to fall back and be a lady, feminine. That's a blessing. And then she gets quiet. But see, but there's a lot of laughing hyenas out there that won't do that. These bugged out 2/3 women. But let's read that again about who salvation is for.
Once more, verse 52. And it reads, and not for that nation only,
Yes.
but that also he should gather together in one the children of God that were scattered abroad.
Beautiful.
Verse 53, and it reads, then from that day forth they took counsel together for to put him to death.
See, that's why they want to kill the prophets. Because we're giving you the pure truth. How many have ever been in court? Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help me, Yahweh Mashiach Yahushua. So we are witnesses. That's why our head is on the chopping block. Esau is a pimp and a thug and a murderer. So he wants to kill us. He is the spirit of Cain, which stems out to the 2/3 sellouts, the wicked sect of Sadducees and Pharisees. They want to kill us too. The pastors that were cut down their revenue. They went from making $1 million a year from teaching lies to about $50,000 a year. They can barely feed their damn families now because the lies are being uprooted. Let's get that in Jeremiah 1, somebody, please, Baba Kashan. To pluck up, to pull down, and to build. See? Jeremiah 1, let's start reading around verse 5.
Come. It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 1, verse 5, and it reads this. Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. Then said I, Yahweh power, behold, I cannot speak, for I am a child. But the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, said unto me, say not I am a child, for thou shalt go to all that I shall send thee, and whatsoever I command thee, thou shalt speak. Be not afraid of their faces, for I am with thee to deliver thee, saith the Lord. Then the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, put forth his hand and touched my mouth. And the Lord said unto me, Behold, I have put my words in thy mouth. Verse 10.
There it is.
See, I have this day set thee over the nations. See, I have this day set thee over the nations and over the kingdoms to root out and to pull down and to destroy and to throw down and to build and to plant.
See that? So all the false philosophies are being uprooted.
That's right.
All the doctrines of man is being plucked up, which is going to eventually pull down this kingdom. So this word starts as a mustard seed, and it grows and spreads, and it moves mountains.
Right.
Precept. Yeah, actually, Isaiah 22:17.
Precept of the book of Psalms 12, verse 19.
Yep.
The lip of truth shall be established forever, but a lying tongue is but for a moment.
Allah, I'm gonna ask you to sing that again. This big ass train kind of trying to drown you out. And that's heavy where you just went.
Huh.
Yep. My goodness, that's heavy. So when you look at the persecution, when you look at the persecution of the men of the Lord, these spirits that killed the prophets are back today, and they're locked. They're angry. And what's even heavy, and I mentioned this to Brother Gabar Dama on the phone about 3 days ago. Some of them were stoned by the men of the Lord. So they're pissed off. They don't know why they're angry or why they hate the prophets. But in their spirit, it's like a computer, a memory bank that never forgets. So they want to kill the men of the Lord. They want to stop the ministry, crush the gospel. In their spirit, they're disgruntled. That's their lot. Come on, King.
God, this is the book of Proverbs 12, verse 19. The lip of truth shall be established forever, but a lying tongue is but for a moment.
Beautiful. See, so in a moment, this man has a short time. Satan is come down unto us, having great wrath, for he knoweth that he has a short time. So the truth cannot be submerged forever. If you've ever watched a ocean buoy, you try to sink it, you might have some success holding that buoy down in the water. But every time it resurfaces and pops back up. So Esau has been sitting on this truth. We use that term. He's been trying to submerge the real truth. But over time, it pops back up. Now he's going to say, you know what? Let's just kill these people. Because right now the whole world sees he's a liar, a mass murderer, a devil, a thief.
Isaiah,
Yes.
chapter 22, verse 17. And it reads, Behold, the Lord Yahweh will carry thee away with a mighty captivity, and will surely cover thee. Verse 18, and it reads, He will surely valiantly turn and toss thee like a ball into a large country. There shalt thou die, and there the chariots of their glory shall be the shame of thy Lord's house.
Who was tossed to and from like a ball on the water with ships. That did not happen to the small hats. See, so our word is a testimony as to who we are, what happened to us. Children of murdered fathers, sons and daughters of raped and castrated women and men. We are the sons of the living power. In that place where it was said unto us, we are not his people. The testimony of the Bible, it speaks as a witness through us. So we are a threat to the current socio-economic order and structure. That's why it's being torn down, uprooted, plucked up, because it's built on sand, lies. Read that again about that being tossed to and from, Isaiah 22:17.
Once more,
Yes.
Isaiah 22, verse 17. And it reads, Behold, the Lord Yahweh will carry thee away with a mighty captivity, and will surely cover thee. Verse 18. He will surely valiantly turn and toss thee like a ball into a large country. There shalt thou die, and there thy chariots of thy glory shall be the shame of thy Lord's house.
Yep.
Verse 19. And I will drive thee from thy station, and from thy state shall he pull thee down. Verse 20. And it reads, And it shall come to pass in that day that I will call my servants Eliakim,
Yes.
the son of Hilkiah. Verse 21. And I will clothe him with thy robe, and strengthen him with thy girdle. And I will commit thy government into his hand, and he shall be a father to the inhabitants of Jerusalem and to the house of Judah.
Thank you. See, so the true judges are going to be reinstated. The Lord is going to return the men of Israel to our old estate. So you're seeing your teachers, you're seeing your judges, you're seeing the rulers and kings up and coming, out and in the front. All right? True leaders are out front, not hiding some damn where. All right? Come on, King.
Like the brother just said, man, Esau's foundation is built upon sand. You know, and our foundation is built upon Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Yahweh Shai. So let me just read this real quick. This is the book of Luke 14, starting off at verse 28.
Yep.
For which of you intend to build a tower, sitteth now down first, and counteth the cost, whether he have sufficient to finish it. Least happily after he have laid the foundation, and is not able to finish it, all that behold it begin to mock him, saying, This man began to build and was not able to finish. Because, you know, Salaki, Esau, man, you know, they always say it was manifest destiny for us to, you know, have this earth right now and to rule over these people, which it was. But they don't understand the latter end. That is also a part 2 to that manifesting destiny. That's like my words tied up right now. So there's going to be a judgment, man. You know.
Now, see, you know what? That's the spirit that's moving right now, because when you look at the kingdom of heaven that's being built right here on earth, notice that it's starting with the laborers, which goes back to the apostles. They begin to lay what's called the groundwork, which builds the frame. And guess what? On the chief cornerstone of doctrine of Yahweh Shai. So that shows and tells you that this thing is sure, because it's grown. Now it's worldwide, and it can't be stopped. You can't take the spirit and put it in a bottle and make it go away. So this building has gotten bigger, and it's reaching up and outward across the world. Ezekiel 37, thank you. So we went from being ashes and bones to being towers of the flock, erect, upright. The tower of the flock. Those are leaders. When you read Isaiah chapter 5 and Micah chapter 2.
Those lively stones.
The lively stones. Woo! And I love that word lively. That means doing something, by the way.
That's right.
Men, lively stones are active and full of light.
That's right.
So this building that's being erected, it's glowing. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. That's not talking about you simps. You simps are going to die.
Ooh, matter of fact, I get a precept real quick.
Come on, King. Sure.
St. Matthew chapter 5, verse 16, back what the brother just said. Let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven.
Beautiful. See? So you can't walk just by a city that's being built and towers glistening with gold. You got to stop and look. What's that? Full of light. A city that is set upon a hill cannot be ignored. This book is powerful. Come on, King.
2 Samuel, chapter 7, verse 23.
Let's go.
And it reads, and what one nation in the earth is like thy people, even like Israel, who God went to redeem for a people to himself, and to make him a name, and to do for you great things, and terrible for thy land before thy people, which thou redeemest to thee from Egypt, from the nations and their gods. Verse 24, and it reads, for thou hast confirmed to thyself thy people Israel, to be a people unto the God, Salaki, to be a people unto thee forever. And thou, Lord Yahweh, art become their power. Verse 25, and now, O Lord Yahweh, our power, the word that thou hast spoken concerning thy servant and concerning his house, establish it forever and do as thou hast said. Verse 26, and it reads, and let thy name be magnified forever, saying the Lord Yahweh of hosts is the power over Israel, and let thy house of thy servant David be established before thee.
Read that again.
Once more, and it reads, and let thy name be magnified forever, saying the Lord Yahweh of hosts is the power over Israel, and let the house of thy servant David be established before thee. Verse 27, and it reads, for thou, O Lord Yahweh of hosts, power of Israel, has revealed to thy servant, saying, I will build thee an house. Therefore have thy servant found in his heart to pray this prayer unto thee.
See, that house is being rebuilt. So these are the lively stones, the remnant of the hopeful elect in the house of his servant David. See? Malak, if you don't mind, Luke 1:68, please. You see? So this Bible does not lie. It did not say in the house of cave beasts or shrimp fried rice eating niggas. It's talking about the bloodline of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
That's right.
The Bible does not lie. But we've had the Roman Catholic Church, that's the false prophet, by the way, in Revelations. They built a universal doctrine, one size fits all. But it's about a nobility, a royal priesthood. The bloodline of kings and priests is resonant on the earth today. That's why they're shadow banning. That's why they're scared. Because king's voice moves mountains, governments. Why you think the earth is in the uproar? Because kings are teaching, roaring like lions. The tabernacle of David is being raised up right before your eyes. Let's go.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 1. I'm going to start off at verse 67. And his father, Zacharias, was filled with the Holy Spirit and prophesied, saying, blessed be Yahweh power of Yasharallah, for he hath visited and redeemed his people, and have raised up an horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant Dawada, as he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began, that we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us, to perform the mercy promised to our fathers, and to remember his holy covenant, the oath which he swore to our father Abraham, that he would grant unto us, that we, being delivered out of the hand of our enemies, might serve him without fear, in holiness and righteousness before him all the days of our life. And thou, child, shalt be called the prophet of the Most High, for thou shalt go before the face of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai to prepare his way.
See, to prepare his way. So the prophets are what? Heralding the return of the king. In the old world, the heralds would go out.
That's right.
And you would see them with flags. The king is coming. See, the elite know this. They take us serious. Not a Negro, though. He just walked by and mock and scoff. So when you saw the heralds being lined up alongside the roads at the gates on the chief place of concourse, you knew the king is coming. And they would do what? They would make way, prepare a way in the wilderness. Trees would start getting chopped down. The road with debris would get cleared out.
That's right.
The carrier, the king's horse and chariot has to have a way. Oh, this is too much. It's too much. So when you see the heralds, the prophets, the king is coming. The king is coming. Let's get that.
Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verse 4.
Ecclesiastes, come on.
Verse 4. And it reads, where the word of the king is, there's power.
Say what?
Where the word of the king is, there's power.
Come on.
And who may say unto him, what doest thou? Verse 5. Whoso keepeth the commandment shall feel no evil thing, and a wise man's heart discerneth both time and judgment.
See? So the heralds are there really to also help keep you from getting your damn head chopped off. Hey, listen, the king said this needs to be done. He's coming. Get rid of these pigs off the damn route and put them in a gate. You see? But if you say, I ain't doing nothing, hey, this is my territory. I ain't got to do nothing. You're going to die. Repent. Be cleansed by the word. Ambassadors go forth. Heralds to prepare the way in the wilderness to tell you the king is coming. Turn away from evil, wickedness. The creator of the universe, the king of kings, a lord of lords is coming. The road has to meet certain parameters for the king's chariots. All right? The city got to be cleaned up for his sanctity, his majesty. You got something, King?
To back up what the brother just said about this word going to the nobles. Okay,
Ooh,
this
yes.
is the book of Isaiah 13, verse 2. Lift up a banner upon the high mountain. Exalt the voice unto them. Shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the nobles. I have commanded my sanctified ones. I have also called my mighty ones for my anger, even them that rejoice in my highness.
Beautiful.
Let me read this one. Psalm 60, verse 3. Thou hast showed thy people hard things. Thou hast made us to drink the wine of astonishment. Thou hast given a banner to them that fear thee, that it may be displayed because of the truth. Wow. So the heralds are waving the banner, the Bible. So when these little municipalities or the Commonwealth, these smaller territories, would receive the heralds, the ambassadors, then we come in peace. But if you will reject the word, the warning, then you're going to be slaughtered.
That's right.
That's Proverbs 13 and 13 and Luke 19 and 27.
Right.
Those are mine enemies, which would not that I should reign over them. Bring hither and slay them before me. So we're telling you this is a peace offering, Jake. The Lord is extending a peace offering if you will repent and turn from the ways of Babylon. Let's go, King. Yes.
To back up what you said about Luke 19:27, this is the book of Isaiah chapter 60, verse 12. For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted.
Yes.
So either you gonna get down or you gonna get laid down, man. Point blank, period, man. Ain't gonna be no bargaining. Ain't gonna be no, well, how about this? How about that? No, man. Either you gonna get in line or you just gonna be put to death, man. Point blank, period.
And you know what Jake like to say? Hey, listen, I ain't got to follow the Bible. I just know I'm a good person.
Yep.
Well, what are your metrics? All right, child molesters say I'm a good man. I don't mean no harm, but I know deep down inside I'm a good man. Shut your ass up. You're gonna die.
That's right.
The Bible is the ultimate litmus test. The metrics or measurements of morality.
Because you keep on saying, I gotta bring it out.
Hey, that's the spirit. Come on, King.
Proverbs 13, verse 13.
Uh-huh.
Whoso despiseth the word shall be destroyed, but he that feareth the commandment shall be rewarded.
But because I read that again.
Proverbs 13, verse 13.
Yes.
Whoso despiseth the word shall be destroyed,
Yep.
but he that feareth the commandment shall be rewarded.
Can you imagine these bugged out Jakes seeing Yahushua descend? They see a so-called black man. Hey, what's up, dog? What's up, dog? See, they don't take this serious.
That's right.
But he's going to slay you because you rejected the warning. You spat on his messengers, his heralds. All right, in the old world, they knew when they saw the heralds. Get your act together. The king is coming.
That's right.
The women put on nice dresses, cleans themselves up. Some of them were hoping to be a concubine, to be honest with you. It was like, maybe I might get lucky and get out of this hellhole in this little town here. See, everybody got their act together when they saw the heralds coming into their little small township. Let's go there. You got another one?
Yeah.
All right.
It's a lot. Wisdom of Solomon 3, because the brother's on point, man. I'm going to bring out the scripture with it. So Wisdom of Solomon 3 to prove one the elect and the wicked. All right, Wisdom of Solomon 3, starting up verse 9. They that put their trust in him, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, shall understand the truth, and such as be faithful in love shall abide with him. For grace and mercy is to his saints, and he hath care for his elect. But the ungodly shall be punished according to their own imaginations, which have neglected the righteous and forsaken Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Verse 11. For whoso despiseth wisdom and nurture, he is miserable, and their hope is vain, their labors unfruitful, and their works unprofitable.
That's beautiful. You see, that tells you what? This is an altar being built. So it has to meet certain specifications. A king can't just come up unto you without preparation. Everything's got to be cleansed and sanctified. His majesty is coming. He's decked out in white, gold, silver, and his chariots and his servants. So everything's got to be pristine. Let's get that. Hebrews 13, that's the spirit. Hebrews 13.
Hebrews chapter 13, verse 8.
Yes.
And it reads, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach the same yesterday and today and forever. Verse 9.
One moment. The same yesterday, today, and forever. So a king has preferences, requirements, specifications. You can't be the same old grimy ass Negro in the world waiting to meet the king. Your garment, your attire has to be right to meet the king. And the advisors are going to tell you that, hey, yo, man, you might want to get those garments off. The king is coming. Come on.
Verse 9.
Yes.
And it reads, be not carried about with divers and strange doctrines.
Uh-oh. Say it again.
Be not carried about with divers and strange doctrines.
Those are dirty garments. See that? Diverse and strange doctrines. Unclean. You got a damn thong up your ass as a man waiting to see the king. You done lost your damn mind. And a damn wife beater t-shirt on. Smoking a black and mild, talking about I'm waiting to see the king. Your ass is going to die.
Yo, dog, where the king
Hey, yo,
at,
dog, where you at?
Where that nigga at, dog?
That's going to be some of you Jakes. Bugged out. Come on.
Once more. Be not carried about with divers and strange doctrines.
Yep.
For it is a good thing that the heart be established with grace,
Yes.
not with meats, which have not profited them that have been occupied therein. Verse 10, we have an altar.
We have a what?
We have an altar,
We have an altar. Come on.
whereof they have no right to eat, which serve the tabernacle. Verse 11, for the...
That's good.
Okay.
You see that? So this altar has what? Requirements. Kings are choicey. And to be honest with you, not very kind to be around at times. Because they have demands, requirements. You got to smell and look a certain way. So we got to be washed in white robes in order to meet the king. See? Brother Gabar Dama, right here. Brother Gabar Dama, Matthew 22, verse 11. And when the king came in to see the guests, he saw there a man which had not a wedding garment. That's a nigga wearing a damn thong and a wife beater. Bugged out, which means he's not in the truth. Verse 12, Matthew 22 and 12. And he saith unto him, Friend, how camest thou in hither, not having a wedding garment? And he was speechless, dry lips with his mouth wide open. See? Let's keep going. So that's showing you that we must be renewed in the spirit. The garments represent a change, being cleaned up, so to speak. The old folks use that. Ever since he got into the truth, he got cleaned up. See that? What you got? Damn, I done lost track of both of y'all. Let's go here. Yeah, let's get that in Ezekiel then. I will sanctify them. Let's go to Ezekiel 36. Yes, and start at 18. So that's why a lot of brothers get frustrated. They think they can just waltz or just prowse or prance into this truth without making change. It doesn't work that way. It takes labor. It takes effort. And it takes a new mindset, a new outlook. Yeah, Ezekiel 36 and 18.
Shalak, if I may say, Jake doesn't have any discipline, you know? Jake has no structure, no order, and why is that? You know, first and foremost because of the curses, and also because a lot of these so-called men that are effeminate, they're raised by, you know, the nigger woman. So they don't have no order, they don't have no structure, they don't have no discipline. Okay?
Exactly.
So they come in this truth with that same mentality, think they can do what they want.
Yep.
You know, go off emotions and everything else, and then, you know, you see the result.
Yep. And you know what? And this is the message. I'm not talking to the women that are in this truth, sincerely, the remnant, but the 2/3 bugged out women. 80% of these households are led by single mother women, Eve. So when you say a man ain't shit, they're being led by women.
That's right.
So you got to know what the hell you're talking about. That's why a lot of them don't come around the men of the Lord. Because when you're pointing one finger, 5 are pointing back at you. These households are led by women. That was set up by the so-called white man, Esau, Edom. And in the minds of the remnant women, they're like, wait a minute, my man must be valuable. Why is the devil paying me child support, alimony, Section 8 housing to get rid of my man? He must be somebody. Let's go to Ezekiel 36 and 18.
Ezekiel chapter 36, verse 18.
Talking about the altar and being sanctified to meet the king. Let's go.
And it reads, Wherefore I poured my fury upon them for the blood that they have shed upon the land,
Yep.
and for their idols, wherewith they had polluted it. Verse 19, and I scattered them among the heathen.
And I what?
Scattered them among the heathen.
Come on.
And they were dispersed through the countries,
Yep.
according to their way and according to their doings, I judged them.
Uh-huh.
Verse 20.
Yep.
And when they entered unto the heathen, whither they went, they profaned my holy name. When they said to them, These are the people of the Lord Yahweh, and are gone forth out of his land. 21.
So the nations recognize who we are. These are the people of the Lord. But they say it to themselves, they have sinned against him. So let us have our way with them. And I'm paraphrasing. That's in Jeremiah chapter 50 or 51. So these nations recognize we're the children of God. Come on.
Verse 21.
Yep.
And it reads, but I had pity for my holy name, which the house of Israel had profaned among the heathen, whether they went. 22.
Wait a minute. That altar has a name on it. How many have ever seen a large architecture built without a name? So you bug outs talking about the name don't matter, you are a reprobate. I've never seen a structure without a dedication or a name. An altar. So the house of David is stamped and sealed with royalty. Come on.
Verse 22.
Yes.
And it reads, therefore say unto the house of Israel.
To who?
The house of Israel.
Come on.
Thus said the Lord Yahweh, Baba Shem Yahweh Shai, our power.
Yep.
I do not this for your sakes, O house of Israel, but for my holy name's sake, which ye have profaned among the heathen, whither ye went. Verse 23, and it reads, and I will sanctify my great name, yes, which was profaned among the heathen, which ye have profaned in the midst of them. Yep. And the heathen should know that I am the Lord Yahweh. Say the Lord Yahweh, our power.
Yes.
When I shall be sanctified in you before their eyes.
Woo. So I will set them in order before thine eyes. The tabernacle of David is coming. The tabernacle of David is coming. Let's go.
Verse 24.
Yes.
And it reads, for I will take you from among the heathen and gather you out of all countries.
Gathering the stones of his building. Let's go.
And I will bring you into your own land.
Yes.
Then will I sprinkle clean water upon you, and ye shall be clean.
See that? So the heralds are like, the king is coming. The women are putting on white dresses. The men are decked out in white suits, ushering in the arrival of his majesty. Let's go.
And you should be clean.
You should be what?
Clean.
Let's go.
From all your filthiness.
Yes.
And from all your idols will I cleanse you. Verse 26, and it reads,
yep,
a new heart also will I give you, and a new spirit will I put within you.
Yes.
And I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh.
Yes.
And I will give you a heart of flesh.
So this is the second covenant fulfilled. We're not in the second covenant right now. And I listened to a bug out teach that about 3 days ago. And I just acted like a ghost because you can't tell him nothing. So we're in a transitory period right now called a grace period. But that is the fulfillment of the second covenant. What's the key to that? That his word is in our mind now. So we don't have to teach it anymore. And what else? I will bring you into the land. So are we in the land, bug outs? I listened to a bug out teach that we're already in the second covenant. I will bring you into your own land and put my word in your mind. Please.
All right, this is to back up what the brother just said, man. We ain't going to be teaching each other, bro.
Yes.
Let the Bible speak. Isaiah 59, verse 21. As for me, this is my covenant with them, saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. My spirit that is upon thee, and my words which I have put in thy mouth, shall not depart out of thy mouth, nor out of the mouth of thy seed, nor out of the mouth of thy seed, saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, from henceforth and forever. That's part of that new covenant that the brother was just speaking of, man. You're going to be born knowing the law, statutes, and commandments. You're going to be born fearing Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, exalting his name, man, his presence, all that, man. You're going to be born with, we're going to be perfect, man. Period. We're going to be perfect, okay?
Beautiful. But yeah, these guys have been going off. They've been corrected, but they're hard-headed. Right. So some of them got their brains bashed in for going against the word back in the old days. They're back, and in their spirit, they're pissed off. Bugged out ass reprobates. They want revenge because they got destroyed back in the old world. All right, let's finish that in Ezekiel 36.
Ezekiel chapter 36, verse 27.
Yep.
And it reads, and I will put my spirit within you
Yes.
and cause you to walk in my statutes.
Oh, yeah.
And you shall keep my judgments
Yep.
and do them.
Yes.
Verse 28, and it reads, and you shall dwell in the land that I gave to your fathers, and you shall be my people, and I will be your power.
So that does not apply to the small hats. They're not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, and they're waging war in the Middle East. Bloodshed. They're creating instability. If you ever have a building that's built and you got a stone that's not properly carved and cut, it's going to create instability. So they're not properly vetted. They're not properly vetted or checked out. That's why there's constant war, bloodshed. But when the right stones of a lively spirit are brought together on tempered mortar, it creates eternal stability, tempered and tested to withstand the test of time. The house of David is going to be erected, happening now, and it's going to withstand the test of time. You want to go from there?
I got a precept real quick to back up what you just said.
Yes.
The book of Amos, chapter 9, verse 11. In
Yep.
that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David
Yes.
that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and will build it as in the days of old.
That's the spirit, brother. Shabbat the 12 put that on here. And you know what's funny? I was getting ready to read that. So that's the spirit. Exactly. See? So when you read Acts chapter 15, wherever these stones of the Lord's elect are scattered, they cannot be hidden from the master builder. The master builder knows the requirements, Yahweh Shai, and he has commissioned priests, teachers, apostles, elders that understand the blueprint. They understand the model, the instructions, that are going out gathering stones fit for the masters, fit for the master's use. See? And I'm gonna find that, by the way. I think
Acts 15?
I think it's yeah, let's get
I
that
got it
one.
right here. I got it right here.
Okay, and I'm gonna get another one to back that up.
Okay. This is the book of Acts, chapter 15. I'm starting from verse 15.
Yes.
And this to agree, the words of the prophets as it is written. After this will I return and build again the tabernacle of David, which is fallen down, and will build again the ruins thereof, and will set it up, that the residue of men might seek after Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and all the Gentiles upon whom my name is called, saith the Lord, who doeth all these things, known unto the Most High, all his works from the beginning of the world. Wherefore, my sentence is that we trouble not them which from among Gentiles are turned to the Most High.
Which from among Gentiles. See, these Israelites don't know who they are, but are being gathered as a master builder gathers the materials to build his temple. Those are the elect that are dispersed around the world. See, let's go to Isaiah 62.
Isaiah
Yes.
chapter 62, verse 7.
Let's go to 6.
Verse 6.
Yep.
And it reads, I have set watchmen upon thy wall, O Jerusalem,
Yep.
which shall never hold their peace day nor night. Ye that make mention of the Lord Yahweh, keep not silence.
The prophets, come on.
Verse 7. And give him no rest till he establish and till he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth.
Let's keep heralding for the king to come on. Let's go.
Verse 8.
Yes.
And it reads, and the Lord Yahweh has sworn by his right hand and by the arm of his strength,
Yahweh Shai.
surely I will no more give thy corn to be meat for thy enemies.
We're
And
gonna-
the sons of the stranger shall not drink thy wine for thee which thou hast labored.
We're not going to be the prey anymore. We're going to be the lender and not the borrower.
right.
Come on.
But they that had gathered it shall eat it and praise the Lord Yahweh.
Yep.
And they that have brought it together shall drink it in the courts of my holiness. Verse 10, and it reads, go through the gates, prepare ye the way of the people.
What are the heralds doing?
Go through the gates, prepare ye the way of the people.
Come on.
Cast up the highway, gather out the stones, lift up a standard for the people.
Read that again about gathering these stones.
Once more,
Yes.
go through the gates, prepare ye the way of the people. Cast up the highway, gather out the stones, lift up a standard for the people.
Yes.
Verse 11, and it reads, behold, the Lord Yahweh hath proclaimed unto the end of the world.
Unto the where?
End of the world.
A Western Hemisphere America. Come on.
Say ye to the daughter of Zion,
Yep.
behold, thou salvation cometh. Behold, his reward is with him, his work before him. In verse 12, and it reads, and they shall call them the holy people, the redeemed of the Lord Yahweh. And thou shalt be called, sought out, a city not forsaken.
So the city of David is under reconstruction, and the tower of the flock is being erected. Leaders, apostles and preachers, teachers, the men of the Lord, the heralds, prepare ye the way in the highway. The king is coming. Get this shit off the road. The dirty and the foul, the decrepit, the abominable must be cleared away. The king is coming. So a standard is being lifted. Requirements and specifications must be met. Prerequisites. The king is coming. Judgment is in the air. An army, a host is coming. The chariots traveling in the greatness of his strength, coming back, and he's going to pass over the building of Jerusalem. Stones gathered from every nation. The elect Passover is going to be celebrated. The redemption of the Lord's people, elect. Come on.
The precept, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 49, verse 6.
Yes.
And he said, it is a light thing that thou shouldest be my servant to raise up the tribes of Jacob and to restore the preserved of Israel. I will also give thee a light to the Gentiles, that thou mayest be my salvation unto the end of the earth.
How many times we got to read about salvation for Israel? And we still got people that are being deceived by the God of this world.
Right.
Talking about God loves everybody, we're all equal. You see? So this truth hurts. The Lord does not care about the other nations, other than they better be ready to serve us, the remnant of the hopeful elect. That's what he wants them to do their job. Moab love to wash feet and cut toenails and fingernails. You're going to be doing that in the kingdom, all right? And doing laundry, alterations and services. Notice they're doing that now. Cooking in these restaurants. They're going to fall in place. They're created to serve. But right now they're serving Esau because this is his kingdom. Let's go here. Brother Andre serving, nope. Brother Zadok, Amram, house of David. Isaiah 2, verse 2. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. Well, the centerpiece of the earth is going to be reestablished, rebuilt, and the other nations are going to flow unto it. For what? To be taught, to be trained on how to serve in the kingdom, and most importantly, how to serve the God of Israel, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So they're going to know their place, and all nations are going to be put back in their lot, but under governors of the tabernacle of David, 144,000 mighty men, and serving the king, Yahushua, and King David. But every territory is going to have a king or kingdom of the 144,000 around the world. Governors, rulers, lords, judges with supernatural ability. Mighty men. You got something, King?
Trying to find out about the 7.
Okay, sure. Yep.
John, chapter 8, verse 41, and it reads, ye do the deeds of your father. Then said they to him, we be not born of fornication. We have one Father, even God. Verse 42, and it reads, Yahushua said unto them, if God were your Father, ye would love me, for I proceeded forth and came from God. Neither came I of myself, but he sent me. Verse 43, and it reads, why do ye not understand my speech, even because you cannot hear my word? Verse 44, ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar, and the father of it. And because I tell you the truth, ye believe me not. Which of you convinceth me of sin? And if I say the truth, why do ye not believe me?
So we're under right now, even unto this now, Yahushua is speaking to a wicked segment or sect of wicked scribes and Pharisees. So he's speaking to Israelites. But I want to make this caveat. We got to go back to John Hyrcanus II, around 160 BC, or going up into about 130 BC. So there was many Romans, Edomites, that began to infiltrate the house of the Sadducees and Pharisees. So they're joined unto the synagogue of Satan. So John Hyrcanus II was in bed with Rome, and they wind up killing him. So there's a lot going on in history when he reads this. A lot of people just say, yeah, he's just talking to the Israelite. Yes, that's true. But you got to remember, under John Hyrcanus II, they begin to infiltrate the office of the Sadducees and eventually the Pharisees. Let me look this up while you go to another scripture.
Khan, yeah.
I want to pull that history up.
Khan, just to back up what the brother said earlier about us having slaves, man, because, you know, we ain't gonna be building nothing in the kingdom, you know. But let me just read this real quick. This is the book of Isaiah 61, starting off at verse 4. And they shall build the old wastes, they shall raise up the former desolations, and they shall repair the waste cities, the desolations of many generations. And strangers shall stand and feed your flocks, and the sons of the alien shall be your plowmen and your vineyard dressers. But ye shall be named the priests of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Men shall call you the ministers of our power. Ye shall eat the riches of the Gentiles, and in their glory shall ye boast yourselves. For your shame ye shall have double, and for confusion shall rejoice in their portion. Therefore, in their land they shall possess the double, everlasting joy shall be unto them. For I, Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, love judgment. I hate robbery for burnt offering, and I will direct their work in truth, and will make an everlasting covenant with them. And their seed shall be known among the Gentiles, and their offspring among the people. All that see them shall acknowledge them, that they are the seed which Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai have blessed.
Beautiful. The blessed seed goes back to the Old Testament. When we came up in the church, they said, don't read the Old Testament. It's done away with. That's bugged out. Because there's many prophecies that must be fulfilled from the Old Testament in the New. So we can't be lied to anymore. So we're going to read a little bit about John Hyrcanus II. All right, he was in bed with Rome. And this is when we begin to see imperators from Rome begin to take the seats or the offices of the priests. Let's read this.
John Hyrcanus II,
Yes.
a member of the Hasmonean dynasty,
Yep.
was for a long time the Jewish high priest in the 1st century BCE.
So he is a Jake. His father, John Hyrcanus I. Come on.
He was also briefly king of Judea, 67, 66 BCE,
Yep.
and then the ethnarch of Judea.
Yes.
And then the ethnarch of Judea, probably over the period 47, 40 BCE.
So this is approximately 40 years before Yahushua is born. So when you do the math, it's about a 70-year time frame between when he reigned and when Yahushua was out as about a 30-year-old man. There's about 70 years that transpires. Come on.
John Hyrcanus II
Yes.
died 30 BCE, a member of the Hasmonean dynasty, was for a long time the Jewish high priest in the 1st century BCE.
See that? So that Hasmonean dynasty, we saw sprinkles of these Romans begin to take rulership and jurisdiction of Judea. You see? So they begin to own these priests. So when Yahushua was on the scene, you had many sellout Israelites as Sadducees and Pharisees in bed with Rome that gave them their positions and their pay. So they did not want to lose their status under the Romans. So they're of, which means pertaining to their father, the devil, Esau, which goes back to Cain. Murderers, deceivers, mischievous, backbiters. Come on. Was that the last part of it?
Yeah, that was the last part.
So he died when?
30 BCE.
So Yahushua came on the scene somewhere around 3 BC and died somewhere around 30 AD. So he's about 33 years old. See? So I just wanted to throw that in there when we read John 8 and 44. But yeah, he's speaking to Israelites. All right, you got anything else? Where's the shot? You got anything else? Let me visit the comment board. Now, John Hyrcanus I was the real deal. He had Edomites serving under the province of Judea, and he kept them in check, and he did not compromise his position. He was a part of that sect of the Maccabees. Brother Andre serving Yahushua. Isaiah 49, verse 23. and kings shall be thy nursing fathers, and their queens thy nursing mothers. They shall bow down to thee with their face towards the earth, and lick up the dust of thy feet. And thou shalt know that I am the Lord, for they shall not be ashamed that wait for me. So they're going to serve us. They're not going to literally lick our feet, but they're going to wait on us hand and feet. So this is using slang talk. They're going to wait on us from hand to feet, head to feet. So they're going to be servants, handmaids, butlers, cooks, altarers. See?
Footstools.
Footstools. Thank you. Yeah. Moab is my washpot, and over Edom will I cast out my shoe. So they're going to be in a state of eternal servitude. Why you think they love to wash feet now? Moab. You see? Every time you go in there, you want pedicure, manicure? Well, they going to be doing that in the kingdom. Same people.
How much for this candy bar? $5.
$5 for a candy bar. You hurry up, pay, go home.
Hurry up and buy it. There's gonna be no more of that in you, Salaki. You Elamites, man. You're gonna be doing more than making a Slurpee in the kingdom, man. Okay? Way more than that, man. All right?
Oh, Lord, have mercy, man. What else we got on the comment board? Well, the GMS Spiritual Art 144. Isaiah 60, verse 10. And the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee. Well, the Lord is making everything right here. Just like we had a hard servitude, the hopeful elect is going to inherit immortality and the glory and the riches of the kingdom to come. Our chariots are going to be decked with gold and silver, white and beryl green. Everything is going to be clean. Plates of gold, eating utensils of gold and silver. Under King Solomon, if one fly landed on his gold plate, he would throw it out.
That's right.
So the Israelite men are going to be balling. No more getting kicked out of the house and paying Eve while she get her back beat out by her boyfriend. That's going to be a thing of the past. Under the devil, Esau. Isaiah 60, verse 11. Therefore, thy gates shall be open continually. They shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought. So they're being gathered to serve. They're being marshaled together. And they're going to be in chains and shackles until the kingdom is up and running fully. So these people were made to serve Israel. They were made for Israel's sake. Right. 2 Ezra chapter 6. So they're going to be put back in their natural lot. This is the real natural selection. Every kingdom has servants, subjects, and nobility, a monarch, rulers, lords. Isaiah 60, verse 12. For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted. I thought God loves everybody. We're all equal. My wife is stuck on that bullshit. God loves everybody. We're all made in his image. The Most High don't look like a cave animal. So how in the hell are we all made in his image? But she knows how to be quiet. I'll give her that. Unbelievable.
This is bad.
You think the Most High got leprosy? Leprosy? The hell are you talking about? I'm losing my voice over this bullshit, man.
Just to back up what you're saying right now, the Lord don't let. Why is the Lord come to do this right here? This is the book of Jude, obviously chapter 1, verse 14. And Enoch also, the seventh from Adam, prophesied of these, saying, Behold, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, cometh with 10,000 of his saints to execute judgment upon all, and to convince all that are ungodly among them of all their ungodly deeds which they have ungodly committed, and of all their hard speeches which ungodly sinners have spoken against him. These are murmurers, complainers, walking after their own lusts, and their mouth speaketh great swelling words, having men's persons in a moderation because of advantage.
See? So a lot of times, this thing is deeper than just, Jake just don't like us. Those are the same men that were stoned in the old days or put to death. Yep. Murmurers, backbiters, robbers, adulterers, thieves. So in the spirit, they're pissed off, disgruntled. They know this is the truth, but they can't receive it because they are not appointed to. So we're going to close out in Psalms 10, the deeds of the wicked.
Psalms chapter 10, verse 1, and it reads, Why standest thou afar off, O Lord Yahweh? Why hidest thou thyself in times of trouble?
Yes.
The wicked in his pride do persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. Verse 3, For the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, and blesseth the covetous, whom the Lord Yahweh abhorreth. Verse 4, The wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after God countenance, will not seek after God. God is not in all his thoughts.
Let's take our time. Let them be taken in the devices which they have imagined. What is that? Are they not trying to C-hip and electronically, digitally tag, and track everyone? Make everybody their slave. So guess what? They're going to be made into slaves. What happened when Haman built the gallows to hang Israelites? Him and his sons were all hanging on the gallows. So the Lord will reverse the negative energy that you come against his people with. The devices, let's read that again, Baba Kasha.
Once more.
Yes.
And it reads, The wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after God. God is not in all his thoughts. Verse 5, His ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. Verse 6, He hath said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity.
Yes.
Verse 7, His mouth is full of curse and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity.
And they're using the media propaganda machine to do that. Enchantments, deception, mass media. Mass means death. Media, medium. So it's a channeling of spirits. Channels. Come on.
Verse 8.
Yes.
He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. In the secret places do he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor.
Why do you think there's a CCTV on every corner and satellite surveillance? Now they want to put the surveillance under your skin and make it subdermal. Come on.
He lieth and waits secretly as a lion in his den.
Yes.
He lieth and wait to catch the poor.
Yep.
He doth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net.
Yes.
Verse 10, and it reads, He croucheth and humbleth himself, that the poor may fall by his strong ones. Verse 11, He hath said in his heart, God hath forgotten. He hideth his face, he will never see it. Arise, O Lord Yahweh, O power, lift up thy hand, forget not the humble. Wherefore do the wicked contemn God? he have said in his heart, thou wilt not require it. Verse 14, and it reads, thou hast seen it, for thou beholdest mischief and spite, to requite it with thy hand. The poor committeth himself unto thee. Thou art the helper of the fatherless. Verse 15, break thou the arm of the wicked and the evil man.
So the arm of the wicked, their military. Every nation's strength is in their military. And when you plan a major military campaign, you go into the heart of that nation. So in this case, Basra, which is the hub or centerpiece of economics, social and geopolitical strength, the governors, see, policy. So Basra is America. Break his arm. So you got to go and stab a dagger in the heart or the heartbeat of this beast, which is Basra, a military, economic, political, and social hub of power.
Once more, verse 15, and it reads, break down the arm of the wicked and the evil man. Seek out his wickedness till thou find none. Verse 16, the Lord Yahweh is king forever and ever. The heathen are perished out of his land. Lord Yahweh, thou hast heard the desire of the humble. Thou wilt prepare their heart. Thou wilt cause thy ear to hear. Verse 18, and it reads, to judge the fatherless and the oppressed, that the man of the earth may no more oppress.
So notice we keep hearing that he sitteth and lurketh in the secret places. He doth privately murder the poor. So they're using a bait, and that bait is linked to our ability to eat or buy and sell. So this net, he does trap them or catch them in his net. So the entire network is an internet of things. See? I know you see it. So this man is casting a net to trap souls of men. So he's using technology. He's got a sword on steroids now. Esau's blessing is the sword, but now it's been built up, magnified on steroids through satellite surveillance, precision laser technology. See? So we're going to go ahead and end it there. So the Lord is raising up his tower of the flock, the tabernacle of David, mighty men that don't fear what this devil can do unto us. So we're moving in the spirit and not in the spirit of fear, which is of man or in the flesh. That is an enemy of the Most High. If we're walking in fear or of the flesh, what about your job? To hell with your job. Or your wife wants you to bake cookies so you can't come out and teach. Well, you just stay back at home and bake cookies. Don't come around us. We don't want to see your ass. You weak men out there.
Oatmeal raisin.
Oatmeal raisin, exactly. Damn nigga with a white apron on and a damn roller. Rolling bread.
You hungry, baby?
Yeah, you hungry, baby? Stay your ass at home. We don't want to see you come around us. We're going to go ahead and end it there. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakakadah. Double honor and respect to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Much respect and honor to the brothers doing the work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and freedom to do so. Kwam Yasharala and the Barakathum. We got next, Lord willing. Shalom.
Shalom.
Let's go.
Heavy lesson, man. Heavy lesson.
Yeah, man. Let's go.
Shalom. Shalom. Rabbi Shem Yahshua Barakatah. Lord willing, it was edifying to y'all. Shalom.
Tabernacle of David is being raised up.
That's right.
Men, tired of the games. Tired of the games. Let's go. Shalom.